Hello and congrats on your new website being up and running. These are a few quick videos to help you get going on making changes. And I wanted to start by covering the main menu here and the items that correspond to the home page and some of the new items that you didn't have before. So the first thing that I want to show you is the highlights section here. On the home page there's 4 boxes across, and currently 2 of them are being used to show a link to the plant finder and a link to gift certificates. You can come in here and edit those. You'll see that we had a newsletter one that we changed out for upcoming events. So the other 2 are for upcoming events and blog posts that automatically populate, but you can change out these 2. If you just want to put one into draft and save it for later, that's a good strategy. So you can just go add a new item. Let's look at the gift certificate one and how you would change that. Each of your highlight items has a title here, but that title is not being used elsewhere in the code. It's just for your organization. There is a text area that shows underneath the image, and then the featured image is used to populate the image above it. It'll automatically crop it to a square orientation and use the right size for you. Then you have the option to set the text of the button below it and the destination of that button. So if you wanted to send this to a different page other than directly to the gift certificate product, you could do that right here. Just copy and paste that link in there, click update, and you've made your changes. Let's take a look at events. Events are pretty straightforward. Just a couple of reminders that we always want to be using that featured image section that I just showed you on the highlight, especially for events. So if we go to add a new event, definitely want to give it a title. Title is going to be used everywhere, unlike the highlights. You can give it a description in this main content box here. We're not really using tags. I do recommend using event categories because that'll make it possible to split things out in the future. Say you want to split out your seminars from other sort of sale-oriented events that you put on the calendar. So you could create different event categories for that. It's very easy just to click add new event category, type it in there, click the button, and you've got a new category. Try not to create too many categories. We want to keep categories kind of tight, whereas tags can be freeform. But I don't think you should be using tags for your events at this point. Then we have the event details down here, the time and the date. Right now this does not support recurring events, so if there's say a weekly or a monthly event that you want to be automatic in the way that it goes on the calendar, we'll have to upgrade this. But currently you can add individual items for a specific date and time. If it's an all-day event, obviously just click all day and the times go away. Otherwise, remember to set the time, a beginning and end time. It could just correspond with your hours for that day, or it could be a specific 1 or 2 hour event. We've got the Squak Mountain Nursery venue in here. You're going to use that over and over again, so you don't have to keep filling out the venue information. But if it happens to be an event that's off-site, you could use a new venue, provide all the information, and you're good to go. Organizer would be the contact information that you want people to use for getting a hold. So, filling out the website everywhere, if it's just pointing to your website, probably isn't very helpful. But say you want an email to go to Abby instead of Matt, put that in here, and then it will be a more specific bit of contact information for you. If there's an external website for the event, pop it in there. If there's a cost for the event, put it in here. There are options for selling tickets through an extension, but that is not currently supported in your setup. And then down here, as I mentioned, we've got the featured image functionality. So click set featured image. You can choose an image that's already in your website, or you can choose to upload a new one, attach it there, and it will be used on the calendar. That's pretty much it for your events. Let's go take a look at that featured image functionality on a post. All of your posts should have a featured image set. This helps when people are linking to your website to pull out an appropriate image to show as a preview in social media. So we've got the featured image set here on this one. Notice we just took one of the images from here to add in there. If we go view the post, we'll see how the featured image is used here. That the featured image at its full size gets put at the top of the blog post. So ideally you'd find an image that's bigger than this, that spans the full width, and then it would be popped into the top of your post. And then when you're viewing the blog archive page, it should show the featured image on top of the title and excerpt here for each of these going down. So you should go back through and set featured images for some of these more recent posts. That makes it easier to promote those and give people a visual cue of the content that they're looking at. Let's go back to the home page real quick, see some of the things you can do there. We've got our sliders, so we want to take a look at the sliders and how to add images there. We've got our Instagram feed. Obviously that'll pull dynamically from Instagram. But then there's some controls about the order of content on the home page as well I want to show you. So let's go look at the sliders real quick. And I hope you don't mind the coffee shop background noise here. Home slides, not home slice, but home slides are populated here. We've talked about how many is appropriate to have there. Most people, their attention span's not going to go beyond 3 or 4 items, so try and keep it to 3 or 4 here. I understand when you want to have more than that. You're just not likely to catch people, and you really should be using the slider to move people deeper into the website. So right now we're just letting them look at photos, but there's functionality on each of these slides that you can add content here. So obviously the title's not being shown. This is just for your organization, but you could repeat the title and add a description, and you could make that heading 1 or heading 2. Probably want to keep it to heading 2. You can even link this directly to a page. You could use a video in a slider. Probably want to have me set that up for you the first time and show you how it works. And then obviously setting the featured image is what defines the image that's used there. So if you want to also add a link here, you can type some text and link it up to existing content, and there you go, you've got a link. And this will show as an overlay on top of that slider according to the style that we had gone through in our design phase there. So didn't want to do it on your live site right now for you, but now you know that you have the options for creating that. So the one last section I wanted to show you was those homepage order controls. So under Appearance, there's a section called Theme Options, and it's kind of hidden away because it's not intended to be used frequently. Most of what you're intended to change frequently, I've already shown you. But there is a home section here which manages the layout of that home page. So currently we're showing the slider call to action. We actually took that out. Gotta remove that. And there we're showing the highlights, and then we have page content, which we're using to show the Instagram functionality there, but you can add content there as well. We could even pop in latest blog post at the end of that if we wanted to do that, or we could replace the slider with just a single image at the top. So when we make changes, we're sure to save all changes. And there's some various little features down the page here in terms of changing out custom headings and how many blog posts and portfolio items to show. You're not going to use portfolio items, so you can ignore that. So let's go look at the home page.